Alright, so in this specific one, we are going to discuss about multi-stage Docker images. Now, what is the actual difference between normal Docker image and a multi-stage Docker image? We are going to look in this specific one. Okay, so there are few things that we should consider while writing the Docker file. So this actually gives an add-on which will actually eventually help us in building a stable application and a lightweight application. So let me just clear it and let me just clone in repo, git clone. Okay, and in this repo there is one docker file that we are going to read first. So get, or let us do vim docker file. Okay, so let us read this docker file and understand what it is trying to do. Okay, so here the first thing is from the keyword which is used for the baselining. Okay, a baseline through which the remaining things will work. Okay, so here we are taking a base image of python 3.9, and again we are using the tag 3.9 hyphen slim, and as we are already aware, slim is basically a lighter version of the specific software that we are going to install. Okay, in this case we are using python 3.9 lighter version. Next, what we are going to do is we are defining a working directory, and in this case the working directory is slash app, followed by there are few commands that we are executing. That is, first we are going to update the system, then upgrade the system. Why we are doing so? Because there are few sort of libraries, there are few sort of dependencies that we are going to use, and for that the basic requirement is the system should be up to date. Then what we are going to do is we are installing few libraries, that few dependencies, few package configurations which are required to learn to run MySQL client. Followed by there are few requirements. Okay, whatever application, whatever functions that we need to use for running this application, those are been written in requirement.txt. So what we are going to do is we are copying that requirement.txt file into the container, followed by we are installing MySQL client, and then we are going to install the functions whatever are defined in requirement.txt. Once all of them are done, we are going to copy entire code to the root directory of the container, and then we are going to run the python application. So this is the entire gist of the docker file which is currently written over here. Let me just go out and let us read the requirement.txt file. So here what we need is, the first thing is we need Flask version 2.0.1, then SQL DB 2020, third is request to 260, and workzerk 2.2.2. Okay, so these are the things that we need to install while running this application. Now let us build an image using docker file. So for that, docker build hyphen t for tag, and let us name this application as single hyphen doc dot. Now what it is doing, now since images are not present in local, it will go to docker hub and fetch an image. Now which image it will pull? It will pull python slime image, followed by it will create a working directory, then it will copy all the configuration file. Okay, post that it will update the system, upgrade the system, and will install MySQL client. Now after that, whatever files, whatever functions that we need to use for running this application, what it will do, it will take from requirement.txt, and all those things will be getting installed inside it. Okay, so let us wait for some time. And what are the key observations on this specific thing is, the first thing is that we need to make note of is the image of is the size of that image. So let us see the image size. So docker image, so this is the single doc image which is created. Okay, now what is the difference between multi-staging docker image and a normal docker image? Okay, so basically here we are defining the baseline. Now when it comes to multi-stage docker image, things actually change. So for that, let me just remove the current docker file, and we are going to create a new docker file. Okay, docker file. Okay, and I already have one copied, so I'll just explain it directly. Alright, so here is the Docker file that I was talking about. So what is the key difference between both of these files? Okay, so here we are dividing the stages in we are dividing the process into multiple stages. The first stage what it is doing is it is actually building the image. Now why there is a requirement, see, the file size, the image size is actually larger. In order to reduce that, right, in order to make it lightweight, we are going to follow a specific step of instruction which will help us to achieve that goal. So for that thing, the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to define the baseline image, that is Python 3.9 slime, and here we are going to make use of as, which is going to be used and as an alias. So here for this specific image we are going to make use of alias build. So whenever we are going to make use of build, okay, it will actually refer to that specific image. Again the same thing, we are defining the work directory. Post that, we are updating the system, we are installing the dependencies whatever are required to run this application. Then we are copying the requirement.txt, and then we are installing the dependency globally. Post that, we are copying the rest of the application code to the current directory. Now here comes the second part, that is the production part, that is the final image. So the final image will be created through this specific one, okay, and whatever which we defined above, okay, it will take all the requirement file, all the dependency will be taken from here, okay. So it will be just pushing, it will be just taking one changes from one stage and pushing it to another stage. So whatever is the output of this specific stage will be get pasted in this final image, okay, final stage. No, what it will do, it will it is again referring to a slime version of a Python image. Then it is again defining a work directory. Now from build, now when it is referring to build, it is actually talking about the stage one, this baseline image, and all the caches, all the requirements whatever we have defined here will be copied from here and will be pasted to the working directory of this specific image to slash app. And then we are going to clean up the unnecessary files which are actually not required. Post that, we are exposing the port, and then we are running the application. Now let me just save it again, and this time let me create another image for it. So docker build hyphen t. So the name of this specific image is multi img dot. Okay, let us wait for this specific process to complete. Now what it will do, it will do the same thing. The only difference would be there would be one reference point through which all the dependencies and all the cache file will be taken, and the final stage file through which the image will be built. So comparatively, the area of comparison over here is the size of the image. Okay, earlier the size of single doc file, as you can see here, is 392 MB. Now it's time to validate whatever changes were created are actually justifying the changes or not. So let me just run docker images, and you can see there is a slight difference in the sizes of the images. Okay, here you can see multi img, the size of that image is 126 MB. However, the size of single doc image is 392 MB. All right, so that is the basic difference between a docker file and a multi-stage docker file, right? So yeah, that was all, and see you in the next one.